introduce ourselves first? The guy just gets right into it.
I mean,
No introduction, no who we're talking to.
The cheap and nasty, just dive right in. It doesn't matter.
You don't want to know who the talent is? No one wants to know who the talent is?
We don't need to know like if our words have any merit. I mean, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Alan Reichenthal. Only been here about 6 months. Just get my feet wet.
Fair enough. My name is Anthony Lewis. I've been here for about 2.5 years. Still getting my feet wet.
Fair enough. I think that's something you'll always do in the car business, is be adjusting and getting your feet
There's never
wet.
a dull moment. There's always something new. Like, you know what I had new for the first time today? One of my clients calls me up. He picked up a 2024 Cayenne SE hybrid from me. Hasn't driven the car much. He's a younger kid, so he calls me up and he's like, hey, listen.
How long did he get it?
He's had it for about 6 months. 6 months. So then, one of the first. And he calls me up. He says, hey, listen, I'm using the charger for the first time, and I think you sent me the European charger. Mm-hmm. I think the car came with the European charger.
Entirely possible.
But in my head,
yeah.
Remember, I used to be a tech, so I'm always trying to solve
logically figure it out.
So, I'm just asking, because in my mind, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody saw the 220 plug for the first time, and it looks like one of the newer ones with the fat plugs and everything.
Yeah, hybrid's new.
So I'm like, FaceTime here real quick, and we'll take, sure enough, it was the European one. It didn't even have the right connector for the car, right? So
someone grabbed from the wrong pile at the factory.
At the factory, and put it in the truck. Yeah, this one's supposed to go to the US.
Which has happened.
This one's supposed to go to the UK, and somebody got it backwards. So there are still firsts.
Always.
What was the question?
Yes. What sets Manhattan Motorcars apart from other dealers? You could go in Manhattan, or you could say in the tri-state area.
In the tri-state, right? Because there's no competition in Manhattan.
I don't think there's no dealership as large as we are.
Well, right, because there's individual brands. You've got Ferrari, you've got Aston Martin.
Yeah, those are corporate stores, though. Let's be
honest.
honest.
And individual stores.
Correct.
So as far as I guess setting us apart,
sheer size.
It's easy. We're the only ones in Manhattan.
We're the only ones.
We're the only ones in Manhattan.
The Lamborghini Manhattan is only us.
On that note,
Porsche Manhattan is only us.
Correct.
Right? There's only Bentley Manhattan.
Correct.
There's no other Lotus in Manhattan.
Correct.
Is there a Rolls Royce and another Rolls Royce? Another Koenigsegg?
There's not.
Did I miss any?
Volvo.
Well, Polestar. Yeah.
Same answer.
I think it's the same answer. It's an involvement of the same answer. It's the sheer size of the building, the amount of the quality of the offerings.
There's a little bit of history. Where was the first Porsche store in the United States?
Wow, that's a left field question. I'm not sure I know the answer to that question.
Manhattan.
Get out.
I believe.
Are you sure about this?
The internet pundits can fact check me and do your Googles, but if I remember correctly, it was called Matt Hoffman Porsche or Hoffman Porsche.
Hoffman is right. I don't know if it was Matt, but Hoffman's right.
Correct.
You're right about Hoffman.
It was the first Porsche store in the United States was in Manhattan. And I just learned the other day.
Put it up on the screen, please.
This is where the green screen comes on in the background. Somebody. I just found out for the first time that the first Ferrari dealership in Manhattan, I think was one of the first, probably the first, was responsible for obviously a large amount of the classics, what we consider classics now, and race cars would come through the Manhattan store. Used to be that park.
Get out.
The park one block over. Used to be where
the Wikipedia this one.
Used to be where the Ferrari store is. Now, right across from Mercedes. And I'm hearing that,
Speaking of, they're doing a full renovation, by the way. Do you notice?
They are.
It's impressive.
I believe it's their version of their next-gen store.
Got it.
So a close colleague says that they should be done by December, from what I hear. But eventually, we're going to have to go through the same thing. The Porsche store, Porsche's on their 5th-gen store.
Current. So Manhattan Motorcars has depth of product, professionalism, quality. History. We got it going on.
Sometimes some shenanigans.
Sometimes.
Good shenanigans.
So, any more questions?
No more questions, please.
Anybody have a question?
You in the back. You in the back.
Tall guy in the back. You got a question? How much time do we have? You have a lot of tape left on your recorder there, sir?
That's how he's aging himself. Tape. How much tape is left?
Is your Betamax working properly over there?
Yes. All right, relax, because I can't even help you there. What's a Betamax? All right.
Yes. Well, so yes. Well,
I'll give Alan 2 minutes, and I'll give you 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Is this a political debate all of a sudden? Wait, again, what was the question? Because I got sidetracked. So I'm going to speak personally, and I think this is something that's known about me and my brand, Alan Lambo. That's my brand. I guess you can call me that. I had to throw that in
I need a
there.
brand.
I'm a brand.
I need a brand.
I'm more concerned with the client getting the right car than selling a car to that client. That's a pitfall. It's a positive and negative of me as a salesperson, but I think clients assume that us as salespeople just want to shove a car down your throat. Just get them in a car next, get them in a car next. That's not where I'm coming from. And I think that's a big challenge that I have to overcome when I meet somebody new.
Oh, I thought there was with time to spare. Like 45.
I left you. You can have the extra.
I can have the extra.
Yeah.
You cede your time to
I can cede
back
my
to the
time.
floor. I mean, for me, it's definitely exactly what what's his name again? Alan.
You're gonna
Just
ride on my
said.
you're gonna ride on my coattails?
Well, you're the one with all the experience. You're the brand. I'm not. So I'm just, I'm running with you guys. But 100%,
This is good.
it's trust.
Yes.
There are so many times in so many places where a customer will look for a fault or a gotcha moment. Within
So true.
Yeah, within the
They're
process.
waiting
of,
for us to default.
yeah, or
Yeah.
or for the other shoe to drop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're just like, gotcha. And it makes it difficult because the people that are like yourself truly here to make sure that the client gets the right car, just sharing the knowledge that you have with somebody over the years, that's kind of what we're in it for. And if you sell the car out of it, then that's great. If you don't, that's not as great.
Yeah.
But at least you informed somebody. So I think a lot of customer interaction is just overcoming them waiting for you to pull the rug out from under them.
I think I agree. And I think the stigma of a sales person in the automotive industry is bad. There's a lot of stigma. It's not a stigma-free town.
Have you ever seen the Chris Redman's always telling me about this movie? It's called Used Cars.
Oh, I love that movie.
I still haven't seen
I think
it.
that's Michael Keaton, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Michael
No,
Keaton.
not Michael Keaton.
No, I know who you're talking about, though.
Who played?
I know who you're talking about. Used cars. Put that one up on the screen,
Put
too.
that up on the
Yeah.
Put that in the. Put it. It's right here. It's right here. Used Cars, the movie. No, Jack somebody. This is gonna bother
Jack
me.
somebody.
He played Snake Plissken in Escape from New York.
Oh,
Jack Russell. Jack Russell. That's
Kurt
a dog. Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
That
Escape
guy.
from New York, great movie.
Sure. Yes.
Great movie.
Escape from New York. Yes.
Snake Plissken.
Snake Plissken, right? So you remember the scene where like he's got the literal dollar or $5 or whatever it was on a fishing hook, right? And he's reeling the guy in from across the street
Yes.
from the car dealership that
Yes.
he's at across the
Yes.
street
Yes.
to sell him the car over here.
Yes.
So art imitates life. That's based in the experiences, and you've heard stories, and I've heard stories
of
about
course.
not what we do here, but what people have done in the industry before to sell cars. So yeah, I mean it's years of bad stigma.
This is true.
Every one of them is memorable.
Yeah, I mean, not to sound corny, but I remember all of them. I mean, at least I'd like to think I do. But what's a memorable one? You want something that stood out?
Yes.
So for me, I would say of recent times, one of the most very recent, 23-year-old self-made guy, 16-year-old dropout of school. Now he's 23. He told himself when he's 23 he wants to get his first Lamborghini. And just a matter of 2 months ago, the man came in here and bought his first Lamborghini. Wow. Happy as you can imagine. Self-made in the finance world, hard money lender, killing it. And 23-year-old drove off in a brand new Urus.
That's impressive. That's very impressive. Where did I go wrong? I should have dropped out. Man. Memorable delivery for me. They are all quite,
I agree.
special in some way.
Yeah, in some
You're
way.
selling
One way or
Porsches,
another.
right? You're delivering
dreams, as we say.
Man, I don't want to get too deep, but I could go back to the first 911 that I sold.
Please.
And it was to a woman who had just overcome a pretty scary hurdle in her life, right? Medical wise.
Okay.
And I couldn't agree with her look, with her lease on life more. Like, you never know you know, when your time is, right? And seeing that kind of like visualize itself, because I think a lot of people can have those conversations with themselves, the midlife crisis conversations, that, you know, the justifications that they'll give themselves to do something
Right.
or buy something.
Right.
But you could see, you know, through this woman, she was just like, I want to experience things because I have been taught, or at least shown, how fragile this life is. Then I also thought that that was a cool story to come along with the first 911 that I ever sold. It's a pre-owned 991 C4S. It was gorgeous car.
What color was it?
Gorgeous car. GT silver.
Beautiful.
GT silver with a black.
Notice
exterior.
not just silver, GT silver.
GT
Big
silver.
difference.
It's a very special silver.
Very special
Where did
silver.
GT silver come from, Alan?
I want to say the original 993 GT2 RS.
Oh.
No?
This is why you sell Lamborghini.
Go ahead, please tell me.
You can fact check it. Please put the correct
Yeah, no, go
box
ahead.
up here. If I remember correctly, GT silver was born with the Carrera GT. So the silver from all of the launch photos,
Really?
the launch color
That
of
was
the
first Carrera GT. That was the first GT silver.
was GT silver.
I would love to know that fact.
And on that bombshell, we'll fact check and come back to you next time.
Oh, well, thank you for listening and watching wherever you watch these things.
From wherever you are
Yeah.
seeing our faces or hearing our voices, thank you very much.
And look
Genuinely.
forward to seeing you and hearing us next time.